Okay, droning. It's not super difficult. There's not too much depth to it, but there are some aspects that will make your droning more effective and your team better by consequence. Those things are roles. Who is using their drones for what? Cues. What can you see on your drones to get more information about the defense quicker? Timing. When should you be droning? And expiration. At what point does an information you see on a drone become null and void? So, let's hop into a custom game. Actually, I don't even need to get into a custom game. I'll just talk and I'll probably put some gameplay over it. So, roles. If you have some supports and some entries, let's say you have a comp team, right? Your entries should be the ones using their drone to confirm the site in the prep phase if you're going to have someone do that, right? And also, your entries should be the ones placing cutoff drones in the prep phase. So, your entries, they can afford to lose their drone. If you have supports, the supports are going to be droning for a big part of the action phase. So if an entry loses their drone in the prep phase, it's not that big of a deal because they're likely to die during the round anyway, right? Okay, so if you're an entry and you need let's say we're on Oregon and we need a T1 cutoff drone and we need a shower hall cutoff drone. Basically, cutoff drones, what I mean by a cutoff drone is you would put a drone in, let's say this is Oregon, right? So you have the main building, you have like dining here and like showers-ish area with the hallway, and you have a small tower over here. Basically, it takes a long time to drone all this and clear it, right? So in the prep phase, someone will put a drone in the drone hole shower hall, and you will see during the prep phase if anyone runs from this side of the map through here. And that means you won't have to clear this because you'll already know there's someone in here, or if there's no one in here, right? And the cutoff drone will stay active until like 15 seconds into the action phase once your entries take up all this for free, basically, because you know it's clear. That's a cutoff drone. So your cutoff drone should be placed by entries, right? Because if the drone gets shot by a Solus, I mean, you should be careful with cutoff drones and Soluses, but if your drones get shot, it's better that it's an entries drone because they're probably only going to need to use their drone maybe once later in the round if they don't die on the entry, right? Okay, good. We got roles out of the way. Cues. What can you pick up on drones? So drones, you got to understand that there's different types of info. You can get info on operators. You can get info on operators' positions. And you can get info on site setup. So site setup has no expiration, basically, unless it's like a hatch that's soft that can get broken later on. But basically, if you see a part of the setup, it's going to be there the whole round. So if you're outside on Clubhouse and you see you have a drone that spawned a warehouse and a drone that spawned con, and you see jacuzzis getting reinforced, because you can see that from outside. You don't even need to go on the map. Jacuzzis getting reinforced and plats getting reinforced, but then you have a drone outside kitchen that sees kitchen hatch getting reinforced. You know they're going downstairs with a top floor roam. So now you already have that out of the way, and you can use your attacker repick to pick your lineup based on what you want to do. Do you guys want to do a top clear? And then later in the round, then you can have a drone go in the, there's like a drone hole and showers, go in there, have the cutoff for strip. So now you know after the prep phase if there's anyone in strip off the rip, and you guys can just clear the map way quicker because of your effective drone work, right? Because now you know what to expect before you actually have to drone inside the map. Once you drone inside the map, you want to be careful of expiration time. You don't want to be sitting outside of somewhere, drone the whole map, and then walk in, because you're just going to die. Because information on a drone on operators' positions is very, it's like milk. It passes date quickly because you can drone a guy, he'll shoot the drone, and he'll move instantly. It takes 5 seconds, and that information is no more good because he could be at the other, you could drone him in stage on Clubhouse, and he'll be main door by the time you actually walk in after your drone gets shot, right? So you only want to use your drone if you can capitalize on the information, right? So that's why you would live drone someone. You'd have your drone going in, and you'd have an entry or two guys right behind it. You'd have your drone going in, and you have a guy open this window before the drone goes in, right? So if a guy shoots your drone, he can't run away. He gets killed from the window. And if he stays, he gets killed by the entry, right? And if he kills the entry, then he gets traded by the other entry. Or you're pinching him, right? So you only want to use your drone if you can capitalize on the information. That's very important. As for timing, when should you be droning? Okay, let's say you've gotten your initial entries, you're inside the map, it's a 4v3, it's a 3v3, there's a minute and a half left, nothing's really happening, especially in ranked, people are just holding angles, waiting for the defense to peek. If you're playing against good players, they're not going to peek you. What can you do here? You're feeling like it's a stalemate in the round. Drone. If you've been using your drones well up to now, you will have some left. If you have none left, you got them killed in the prep phase. You were trolling. Your supports used the drone to find the site, and their drones got killed. Drone. Now's the time to drone. When it gets to a stalemate, what you're really lacking is information to build a plan on. If you can't build a plan, how are you going to build a plan if you don't know what to expect on the defense, right? You got to get that info. Once you have that info, then you can work on a plan. Obviously, the attack has an advantage here because they're going to be able to get info on the attack. If you're on defense, cams sort of ties into this. If you're on defense, as soon as the round starts, at the end of every prep phase, if you're a site player, if you're playing on site, at the end of every prep phase, you should 100% of the time be on cams at the end of the prep phase to see where the enemy spawn. What cams get shot first, who shoots them, the sound of the guns. Learn the sound of the guns so you know who they have on the team. This helps because now you have a general idea of what the clear is going to be based on where they spawn. If you're in a place like Clubhouse and everyone spawn warehouse, you can expect them to do a garage CC type push, right? If you know one spawn con and a bunch spawn warehouse, then they're going to have one guy backside probably doing the drone work on roof and the rest are doing a clear. This is stuff you can tell just by being on cams early round, right? Cool. So now you're in a stalemate mid-round. Now's the time to drone. You capitalize on that information, then you get an extra pick. Maybe you find out, oh, there's a guy playing below. There's only 2 on site. We can take the 3v2 on site, work a guy for the C4 below late, right? Stuff like this. Stuff like this is what your drones can bring you. I mean, they are an asset. Not only an asset, they are imperative. Teams with stellar drone work will always win over teams with worse drone work. Some teams are known for their drone work. SSG, back in the day when I played, SSG had crazy drones. It doesn't matter where you were on the map, they fucking knew you were there, bro. You could be on Villa basement crouched in a random corner and they will fucking know you're in Villa basement crouched in a corner because they have good drone work. So it is something to work on. It is something that can elevate your game, and it's something that has a little more depth to it than just running in the prep phase and getting it killed. Quick video, this one, droning. It's not super deep as a subject, but it is something to look out for. So I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments what you guys wanted me to talk about next.